Okay, going live on YouTube. Probably going to stream for like an hour today, give or take. Let's make sure the audio sounds nice. Sounds pretty good. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you guys are having an awesome Friday. Friday's like the best day ever because it means Saturday's tomorrow, which is the best logic you'll ever hear in your life. But yeah, we're going to do some analysis on top cryptos. Going to go ahead and put so you can see my screen as well instead of just my face. Even though, of course, I know you all want to see my face. Whatever. So we'll just go ahead and get the screen sharing too. Welcome, everybody. Like I said, happy Friday. I just decided it would be a great day to hop on and do a live stream, talk about the markets. We've been pumping for like a good while now. Crypto's getting a lot of excitement. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, man. And 100% yes, all glory to God. So true. I can thank him for everything that I have. So let's go ahead and get my screen sharing as well, and we'll start straight running into cryptos and what I think is going to go on in the markets. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. And I've been doing these live streams a little bit more regularly. We used to do this a lot in 2017. It was a ton of fun to hop on these streams with you guys and trade and invest and learn and look over coins that you guys want me to look over and share my thoughts on the markets. So let's look at ADA first. Now, we're going to zoom into what's going on in the smaller time frame here on ADA. And I'm just using ADA as an example of kind of some of the stuff that I'm seeing in the markets right now. There is a lot of pumping that we've had happen since the beginning of the year. So I kind of figured that 2023 was going to be good for crypto. We've already started to see that happen. It made a lot of sense. I mean, we had a huge crash all through 2022, and that started in 2021 in some cases. So it made a lot of sense that 2023, after a year of straight going down, is probably going to see at least some upside, right? So it's good to see that upside coming into the markets. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you guys tuning in. Thanks for taking some time to tune in today and run over these coins with me. So let's go ahead and look at ADA, Cardano, and talk a little bit. I'm just using this one as an example to share with you guys why I believe, or what I believe is going to go on in the market and why I believe everything is happening the way that it is. So like I said, we had a year of straight downside. And in some cases, that started in 2021 instead of 2022. So we've been going down in the markets for a while. Corrections are completely normal in any market, and especially long-term investors need to get used to corrections. If you're a long-term investor in the stock market, you need to get used to being able to handle a 50% drop that you may not have predicted or that just came out of blue. And you need to be able to hold through those types of things and stay persistent. If you're investing in cryptocurrency, you need to have even more guts to you. You got to be able to handle like 80 and 90% declines, where your portfolio goes from, let's say it's at $1.6 million, just as an example, and then it goes all the way down to like 100,000. And you're like, what just happened? I was so wealthy. I had all this money, and then boom, it's all gone, right? And so you have to be able to stomach those. The only way that you can really, totally, truly get wrecked is investing in projects that are completely terrible. And of course, everybody's going to have different opinions about what those projects are. But to just give you like statistics and simplicity, the coins that have large market cap and high volume, that generally speaks towards institutional money and a large community or following. So these coins are going to be coins that are not completely terrible. Everybody's going to have their own opinion. Some people will be like, why is Dogecoin number 9 in market cap, right? But the fact of the matter is if it has a lot of volume, if it has a large market cap, that's a good and a large community behind it. That's a good sign that it's going to keep rising in value. So even if the technology isn't as good as other coins are, then sometimes, just because of the community, because of the volume, because of advertising and different things, that could still increase in value. And on this channel, I post about coins I believe will rise significantly in value. The point of investing is to put money in and then be able to pull more back later. It's not every single detail about what the coin does, okay? So if it's a top project, if it's a top coin, in 2021 and 2022, we had a lot of downside, but likely a lot of those projects are going to recover. So the only way that you can truly fail in the markets, the only way that you can really fail is to put a whole bunch of money into bad coins, coins that don't have volume, don't have market cap, don't have community, or at least there isn't any significant reason to invest from a technological perspective what it's doing, or to sell the bottom. You got to be able to handle these 90% corrections, 80% corrections, 93, 97% corrections, because this is the way crypto moves. It's been this way since the very beginning. And that is the nature of the crypto markets. If you want to understand how to be a profitable trader and investor, don't wonder whether cryptocurrency is profitable or not, or whether it's a scam or not. Crypto is not a scam. Crypto is technology just like the internet. Some coins are scams, just like how some internet stocks were scams back in the early 90s. But crypto itself, blockchain, crypto, Bitcoin, it's not a scam. It's technology, okay? So instead of worrying about whether it's profitable or whether it's a scam or not, it is profitable. And it's not a scam. Instead, you should be focused on the nature of crypto investing. What is the nature of crypto investing? And that really boils down to high volatility, just like penny stocks, right? The difference between a lot of penny stocks and crypto is there's probably even more scams in the penny stock world than in the crypto world. It's probably hard to say that, actually. But there's a lot of, I'd say, top cryptos, top coins. There's a lot less scams here than if you're just penny stock trading. Most people are aware that these are fake companies and they're just going to crash, right? So there's at least a lot more real technology in top cryptos than penny stocks. But if you want to be a profitable crypto investor, learn the nature of the crypto markets. And the nature is large increases and large declines. That is the nature of crypto markets. So, we had a large decline over the past year in a lot of these markets. Exactly the same that it's done every single time ever. That is going to result in a large increase in value. We've already started to see that a little bit in the markets. You can see we've increased quite a bit off of these lows. And I think what everybody's wondering is, this is just going to keep pumping over the next month? Should I put money in now? Or do I need to be a little bit cautious now that we've increased in value? What's going to happen, right? So that's what I decided to address today. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Do you have any thoughts on the metaverse tokens and platforms? Let me make sure that you guys can see my screen. Yes, you guys can see my screen perfectly. Good deal. Do I have thoughts on metaverse tokens and platforms? Actually, what I'm calling this next cryptocurrency cycle is the metaverse bubble. And it's not just crypto that's getting associated with this, it's companies like Facebook. We can go to Meta and we can check out the Facebook company stock. And you can start to see this nice recovery, very vertical recovery off of these lows. Okay? And if you think that this is just a little bounce and we're just going to go down forever in Facebook, go look at their user base, right? Facebook isn't just going to randomly die. Okay? Let's check out ExxonMobil, and I'll show you what some oil companies are actually leading the recovery going on in the stock market. So what do I think about meta companies and coins? I think it's going to create the next big bubble in the stock market and the crypto markets, to be frankly honest with you. So here is ExxonMobil, and this is one I was discussing in my VIP area, letting people know it's a great opportunity down here at $31. It's already at $111. Okay. Facebook is it's following behind what ExxonMobil is doing. In other words, Facebook as a company is shortly behind, is lagging behind what some of these oil stocks are already doing. Basically, I expect a recovery in Facebook stock. And as that happens, a lot of metaverse type cryptos are going to increase significantly in value. So to put it simply, I believe in although this isn't financial advice, you guys know the drill on this channel, not a registered financial advisor. But what I teach here works. I say that as a disclaimer. Market cycles work, you guys. But what I think about the metaverse stocks and metaverse coins, they're going to perform very well as we move into the next cycle. So let's go back to ADA and talk a little bit about short-term price action. So on ADA, we've increased from about 24 cents up to 40 cents in value. Basically what's happened is we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in a fifth wave. Now, this is called an ending diagonal Elliott wave. Basically, that fifth wave has a rising wedge pattern inside of it. So the rising wedge pattern is where you have a resistance level and a support level, but it's a rising resistance and a rising support. This is a rising wedge. It looks like a wedge, right? A triangle shape, a wedge. And basically what happens is price gets squeezed up into this wedge tighter and tighter and tighter until it can no longer sustain that growth. And that is when you have a rejection off of resistance. A rejection off of resistance in this case would bring ADA back down to major support. Now, I'm not saying that I expect ADA to head into another bear market. Think about what's happened over the past year since 2020. We've already been through one of those typical corrections that I've been discussing in this session, which is crypto corrects like 90% when it drops. It's always done this in every single cycle it's ever had. So I don't believe that ADA is headed into a bear market. But what I do see here is I see a classical 5-wave Elliott structure with a rising wedge, which is an ending diagonal Elliott wave. And it means that an ABC correction is very likely. And this ABC correction could last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It could be half of February, right? Now, people are FOMO buying right now, so I don't expect my opinion to be very popular. But in the short term, I do suspect that this vertical move we saw in the markets will have a nice, healthy pullback before we can build momentum and continue in the bigger picture. So ADA is one example of this, and we also have a lot of other examples. Something to look at with ADA is bearish divergence. So this is the MACD here on the bottom. Now, as you can see, price is moving higher. It's making higher highs and higher lows. It's moving higher. But the MACD, this is a momentum indicator. It's very like the RSI. It basically just shows momentum. You can see the momentum is now starting to go down. We're making lower lows and lower highs. So this is classical divergence, bearish divergence. And what usually happens is a healthy correction. The MACD is likely going to go like that and come back down, and price will likely follow it down. Now, like I said, I believe ADA in the big picture is making a major reversal. So the correction, I suspect, is not going to send ADA to new lows and cause everybody to sell. Well, it will probably cause a lot of people to sell, right? Just like how they're buying up here. But it's not going to send ADA to new lows. This is just my personal view, but I really believe this is what's coming in the markets. And I think that there's a lot of people FOMOing right now, and they're going to get wrecked. The people that sold the bottom down here are the same people buying in again because they're scared that they're going to miss out. That's what FOMO means, fear of missing out. So a pullback in this market would not only be healthy, but very expected. Let me go ahead and share my stream link with everybody as well. I want to make sure that the people in the Discord get access to the live stream. Again, thank you guys for taking the time to tune in today on this wonderful Friday in the markets. And I hope that you've been enjoying this pump. This pump has been a lot of fun from the lows out. It's been a lot of fun to see the market start to recover. And we're starting to see people realize that, hey, maybe a big picture reversal is taking place. But let me tell you what I think is going to happen. I think we will have a correction over the next couple weeks. When that happens, at the bottom of this correction, where this wave C is, a lot of people are going to start thinking we're in a bear market again. Mark my words. Right now, they're starting to say, oh, we're starting to be in a bull market. If this market pulls back over the next couple weeks or so, those same people are going to think that we're in a bear market, and they're going to start calling for new lows, probably $10,000 per BTC. They're probably going to call for $10,000 or $7,000 per BTC. But I don't think that's going to happen. Let's talk about BTC. So those same people that are bullish right now, FOMO buying, if we pull back, they're probably going to get really bearish again. They're going to start to maybe say, oh, you know what? We're still in a bear market. But don't believe them. Because I believe a big picture reversal is taking place. We're starting to see the signs of it. So let's look and see what's happening here. So BTC is a very similar thing as ADA. These are both great examples of the market and what we're seeing. So here's bearish divergence again. See how the MACD is making lower highs and lower lows? But price is making higher highs and higher lows. That's bearish divergence. So let me show you an example just on Google Images here. So here's a divergence cheat sheet. See, you can see bearish divergence is when price is making higher highs and higher lows, but the oscillator is making lower lows and lower highs. back over to Bitcoin, you can see that's exactly what we see in the market right now. We also have 5 waves up. Elliott wave theory states that after 5 waves, a correction or a drop is coming. It's expected in the market. So we see 5 waves up. A nice healthy correction, I believe, will happen on Bitcoin. Maybe lasting a couple weeks here or so, which could put Bitcoin between 18 and 19,000. That's my personal range I'm looking at. I shared this on my Twitter for free. I like to provide a lot of free content. I, of course, have the VIP and the mastermind paid content, but I like to provide as much free content as I can for you guys. And I've seen a lot of people make a ton of money off my free videos. So down here at 18,000 and 19,000 would be really expected for the market in the short term. So that's what I'm watching for on Bitcoin as well as ADA. Now, as you guys know, if one crypto coin is pumping, what happens to all the other ones? They all follow. So if Bitcoin starts dumping, what do you think is going to happen to all these coins that are up 90%, 45%? They're probably going to pull back a little bit. They're probably going to see a healthy correction. This is in the nature of markets to do this. So let's make sure that we stay focused on Bitcoin here for a second. If Bitcoin comes down to 18,000 and 19,000, here's what I suspect is going to happen. All the people that have started to kind of play with the idea that crypto might reverse, that we might head into a bull market, a lot of those people will be screaming bear market at 18 and 19,000. So if this happens, here's what I want you guys to think. If Bitcoin tests 18 and 19,000 again and all of the people that are bullish start calling for a bear market, don't fall into that trap. I'm personally going to be holding on to my investments at those levels. Because now let me show you what's happening in the big picture for Bitcoin. And we'll go over to Binance where we can have a nice volume profile as well. So in the big picture, Bitcoin is actually doing a reversal. This is a very common correction in crypto. This drop that we saw since 2021 down is very typical. It's exactly like the one we saw in 2018. There's obviously subtle differences in market structure, but ultimately, let's zoom into the correction in 2018, which, by the way, this provided an amazing opportunity for me to make another big, large sum of money investing in the crypto markets. Was investing during the phase when Bitcoin was undervalued. Basically, after 2018 happened and Bitcoin went down to $3,000 per coin, I was able to invest money during the COVID drop in 2020, as well as a little bit here in 2018. And when 2021 came around, boom, all this money started coming into my crypto wallets because I bought the blood in the streets. So remember that. Buying blood in the streets in the big picture will reward you. So here's the drop in 2018. Very large decline. It lasts a year. Sound familiar? Look at this drop right that we just recently had. Very large decline and it lasts a year. And look, it's an ABC correction. Where have we seen that before? That is something we've seen on every Bitcoin bear market ever. Right? Technically, it's an expanded flat, but we're just for the basics today. I want you guys to look at this as an ABC correction. Okay? It'll simplify the process in your minds. So, a big picture reversal is actually what's taking place here. And now that prices went up to 23,000, there's a large group of people that are seeing, oh, maybe a big picture reversal is happening. But what I don't want you guys to do is, if Bitcoin does a short-term pullback down to 19 or 18,000, I don't want you to start selling all your crypto. I mean, you can do whatever you want. This isn't financial advice. This is my personal opinion, like I have to say. But just what I don't want you guys to do is to sell when everybody should be buying more at 18 or 19,000 in preparation for a bigger picture reversal in the markets. That reversal will not happen overnight. It took a year for us to crash. It could take an entire year for us to get back up to those levels. But this is what I do think will happen in the crypto markets as a whole. Look at the volume. The volume is larger than the COVID drop, which provided an excellent opportunity to buy Bitcoin before it reached 69,000 per coin. Which, if you go back, or if you've been watching me for a while on this channel, then you know that I was bullish during the COVID drop. Expecting, and during when Bitcoin hit 3K, I was bullish as well. Okay? Expecting Bitcoin to start to head up to 100,000 per coin. Have we hit 100,000 yet? No. It doesn't. You don't reach price targets instantaneously, but we did go up to 69,000, and then we saw another correction. What I'd suggest to you guys is that this correction is no different than the 2018 correction. It's an opportunity to buy blood in the streets in a developing industry. You can already see the stock market starting to recover. Look at ExxonMobil breaking all-time highs. You think this ExxonMobil is just going to stop right here and then just die? No, this could have another 7-8 years of rising before it sees another recession. The stock market historically sees a recession every 8 to 10 years. In fact, like clockwork. And then a depression every 100 years. Okay? Last Great Depression was in 1929. You know what happened before the last Great Depression? The Roaring '20s. In fact, there was a global pandemic, crazy enough, and then the Roaring '20s happened. And then a depression came. Look at what could happen this same time around in the world. We could pump in the stock market the next 8 years, give or take, 7 years until 2029, 2030. You think crypto is going to be left behind? No, crypto is probably the technology that's creating this next bubble. And I think the Roaring '20s is coming again. And we're going to see people completely transform their lives financially. Completely. In between now and then. And so Bitcoin being worth 23,000 right now, if it tests 18,000, 19,000, that's, you guys, that is an opportunity to buy more. And that's what I want you guys to be focused on in this channel, is the opportunity in front of your face. Because it's big. It's bigger than you could probably possibly imagine. I've seen this market change people's lives. I know it can. It's changed mine. It's been a wild ride. I've made a bunch of money, lost a bunch of money, made a bunch of money, lost a bunch of money. You make mistakes along the way. It's part of the journey. But this market will change your life if you take the opportunity to take advantage of the blood in the streets. But don't be shocked if Bitcoin tests 18,000. Okay? It's healthy. Very normal. It's worth 23,000 right now. The last all-time high before this $69,000 level that we saw was 20,000 per coin. So if it goes down to 18, 19, or even 20, let's say it just stops at 20, that's healthy. I would love to see that happen. Let's zoom into the short term a little bit here. And shout out to everybody tuning in on this wonderful Friday in the middle of the day, where I know a lot of people probably are working their jobs and stuff. And, of course, I'm going to share this in Discord and on my Twitter and stuff, so that anybody that missed it live, you guys can catch in and tune into this information. But thanks for taking a minute to tune in. I really appreciate you guys. So let's see here. You can see a left shoulder here, a head potentially. Now, if this market pulls back, like I suspect it will, and we'll get into some of your favorite coins as well. I've got some coins requested by VIP members that you want me to run over. If you have coins that you want me to run over today while I'm live, I'll probably be live here for at least an hour long. We're about 30 minutes in. I'll probably run for, 30 more minutes, maybe give or take. But definitely drop your favorite altcoins and we'll run over analysis for them. If this market pulls back a little bit right here, down to 18,000, 19,000, a reversal off that level would make an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So we'd have a left shoulder right here. This is a very common reversal pattern for Bitcoin, for crypto in general. We'd have a head right here, and we'd have a right shoulder right here. Okay? So a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. This is one of the highest probability reversal patterns that there is. It's not confirmed until we actually have the pullback and we start to go back up to what's called the neckline. This point right here is called a neckline. The pattern is confirmed at the very moment in which price breaks above the neckline. So that conjunction of where that resistance of the neckline is to where price pushes through is when the pattern is confirmed. So we still have to wait for this right shoulder to drop. We still have to come back up and push through. But if those two things can happen, this pattern has an 80, let's just Google it up so I don't slaughter. Trading pattern, success rate. I'm pretty sure it's an 86% success rate. Nope, 83. It's an 83% success rate. This is the highest probability trading pattern that there is. It's even higher probability than the head and shoulders, which is the inverse, which is the normal version of this, which happens at the top of markets. That has a 79% success rate. The inverse head and shoulders has an 83%. It's even more powerful. If this happens, you guys, which this is my personal view on the markets, when 1819 is tested and when we break that neckline, we have an 83% chance that a big picture reversal is happening on Bitcoin. In other words, and don't get me wrong, I have a bunch of money in BSV, so the people that get mad at me for calling BTC, there's this huge thing where if I call Bitcoin, if I call BTC Bitcoin, people get mad at me. But it's because I'm into BSV, which is the real Bitcoin. So the whole community gets mad at me. So if you're confused by all of that, don't worry. Just focus on your coins that you love. It's kind of a thing you have to be part of the community to understand. And if you guys ever have questions, shoot me an email, highaltitudeinvesting@gmail.com, or join the Discord. It's completely free. Links in the description. There's a welcome channel here in Discord. You can always drop your questions in here. We have new members joining every day, as you can see. And I'd be more than happy to respond to your questions and help you with any questions that you have. But if this inverse head and shoulders takes place on Bitcoin or BTC, there I go again, making all the BSV people mad. Then we have an 83% chance that at least 31,000 will be tested. Now, if 31,000 is tested, all of this volume down here, you think it's just going to mean nothing at all? No, that is demand. That is demand. Institutional demand mainly, because most of retail is shaken out. Most of retail has sold down here because they think a Great Depression is already here. And they're panic selling all their stocks, they're panic selling all their crypto. But institutional money, you know, the people that invest like in the Ethereum Foundation and invest in top coins, they're buying. That's what this is. So all that volume is going to result in a big picture reversal that could take up to a year before we're at 69,000. But I believe this bull market that's coming in Bitcoin and the crypto markets as a whole is going to be larger and longer than what happened in 2017 or what happened in 2021. It's going to be a multi-year bull market that could last all the way until 2027, 2028, 2029. Now, I know it's hard to believe now. I know it's difficult. And like I said, your portfolios are probably significantly down from what they were back in 2021. Or maybe you just got into Bitcoin and crypto and you're buying the dip down here. I take my hat off to you because you're doing what very few people are doing. But a big picture reversal here in the BTC market will be a very high probability, especially if we can push up through 25,000, but I don't think we will on the first try. So that's my view on BTC in the big picture. I believe a reversal is taking place and a big picture continuation is coming in this market. So let's run over some of you guys' favorite coins. And there I go, receiving my first. What do you think? Oh, no, never mind. I misread your comment. What do you think of Tim Draper? Do you think Bitcoin can hit 250,000 by June? No. I think Tim Draper, if he still believes that, first of all, I don't basically know anything about him. But if he still believes that, he's probably on cocaine or something. Don't trust it. There's no way Bitcoin, absolutely no way BTC will be at $250,000 by June. That's insanity. If you want a realistic, honest projection, we were down for a year. It could take us a year to get to 69,000. That's just being honest. That's being realistic. We could be at 69,000 before the end of this year, but it's because we started climbing at the beginning of this year. It's still going to take about a full year to recover. That's my personal views. Now, altcoins are going to do very nice percentages in that same period. So BTC, although BTC I do believe will reach 250,000 at some point, first it's got to test 100,000, okay? If we go to 100,000, then it could easily FOMO up to 200, just like every other bull market, okay? So I do believe it can get up there at some point. I really do. But your altcoins are going to provide a much higher percentage gain. So another thing that's not popular to say right now is that altcoins are very, very undervalued with a very high potential reward. Because people because they got wrecked in a bear market, they want to just play things as safe as possible and be as conservative as possible, which I understand the natural human inclination to do that. But if BTC goes from 23,000 to, let's say, 100,000 per coin, that's not going to give you near the percentage gain that most of your altcoins will give you, right? That's a 400% gain. Still amazing, still life-changing, still definitely way better than anything in the stock market. But your altcoins are going to provide very high percentage gains. So that's where the real money is going to be made. And I'm not telling you not to buy BTC. Don't misunderstand me. BTC is still going to be leading. It's still the #1 in market cap, but it won't increase the same percentage gain. It's the mothership. And until another coin destroys it in market cap, which could happen someday, it's leading. It's basically our mothership of valuation. So, my personal view is that you should have money in BTC and BSV, because BSV is likely going to do way higher percentage gain than BTC will. And then, of course, your favorite altcoins as well. But BTC will still climb. So, and by the way, when I make these live streams, I pretty much expect to make a lot of people mad. The BSV community, the Ethereum community, the BTC community, like every single community that there pretty much is, except for the investor community that actually trades and invests in these markets to make money, like you should. I pretty much expect all of you guys to get mad at me. All right? Because I just say stuff that just makes people mad. Like if you tell the BSV community that BTC is still going to rise, boom, there goes the entire BSV community mad at me. But I'm just telling you guys how it is, all right? So take it or leave it. You can change your life with this information, I promise you. So let's start running into your guys' favorite coins. XRP, XLM. So XRP is one I do believe will do very well. Now I just made all the BTC community mad. Like I said, you guys, I don't make these videos to please everybody. My purpose in making these videos is that hopefully you can change your life listening to what I have to say. There you go. And it works. All right? So XRP is basically a spitting image of BTC back in 2020. Okay? I've shown this fractal before, so if you guys watch my channel for a while, this isn't anything new, but to give you guys an idea of what I think XRP will do, it's basically a spitting image of the exact same market cycle that BTC had back in 2020. So if you want a little peek into the future to see the future of what's coming, this is a great way to do that. And as you can look at BTC here on the bottom and XRP here on the top, you can see that the opportunity during the COVID drop was very high on BTC. Right before it went to 69,000. XRP is equal opportunity, if not higher, because the percentage gain will be greater. So that's my honest views. I do think XRP will do very well. It can pull back in the short term with the rest of the markets, but ultimately we focus on the big picture here anyways on the channel. And I mentioned the short term at the start of this stream. If it just keeps pumping, so be it. We're really focused on the big picture in this channel. But I wouldn't be shocked to see some of these coins pull back a little bit in a healthy way over the next couple weeks. All right? Just my views. So, this can easily see a big picture reversal, XRP, and do what very few people think it will, which is what Bitcoin did in 2021, which very few people thought Bitcoin was going to do that in 2021. I'm kind of done just trying to say Bitcoin every time. If you guys get mad, so be it. So yeah, that's my views on XRP. H-bar, I believe a big picture reversal is taking place. Let me show you H-bar. H-bar, dude, this one, I'm so glad you mentioned this one. Check out Amazon. This is so cool. Sometimes people say, oh, you can't compare that to this or that stock to this stock or whatever, right? But you can. Market cycles repeat and human emotion repeats. All right? You can absolutely compare things together to see what's coming. I want you to look at Amazon down here in 2002 when absolutely nobody would have been buying Amazon. In fact, you would have been called crazy for buying Amazon in 2002 because the internet crash had just happened. The internet bubble crash. But if you take a look at HBAR right now and you take a look at Amazon, tell me how these are different. It's a spitting image of the exact same thing. HBAR could be one of the biggest technologies over the next 10 years. It really could. So don't be shocked if HBAR it's not going to happen right away. It's going to take time to reverse. Okay? It's going to take time. Good things come to those who wait. But I believe the beginning of the reversal is starting. And that reversal could lead to insane profits in the long term with HBAR. So that's what I see personally, you guys. It's a beautiful market cycle. Let's see here. Let's go with QNT. So I'm not going to be able to do every single one that you guys request, but I'll try to pick one from every person that requests. That way we get as many people's, at least everybody gets one of their favorite coins ran over. All right, so the very first thing I want to point out on this coin is volume. Do you notice how there's just continuous and steady volume? That's generally a good sign. That means that somebody is just buying and they really don't care what the price is. Somebody with a lot of money is just continuously buying all through this entire area. That's a generally very good sign. The other thing I want to point out here is, I love water. Water's so good. Is an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Okay? Back to what I was talking about earlier. This has an 83% success rate. One of the highest probability investing patterns that there is. Okay? Now it has to break above the neckline, which this neckline is a little bit janky. You can see it sort of broke up right here but came back down. So I would consider this neckline a range. This wick I'd pretty much ignore because it's FOMO. But the range right here, if we can break above this range, then QNT has confirmed the inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is an 83% success rate. In the short term, it's probably going to pull back, like if Bitcoin tests 18. Don't be shocked if QNT tests $120. But if we can get above that resistance level after that, really the sky is the limit. This is also a big rounded structure. And if you want to know a little bit about rounded bottoms, what changed my life the very first time and how I was able to completely change my life, I'm talking, from having $1,000 to my name to looking at my bank account and seeing $250,000 in my bank account, and then looking in my crypto wallets and seeing 32 Bitcoin, was because of a rounded bottom on BTC. You see that? That rounded bottom is powerful. So if that happens on QNT, which it's creating the structure for it. See that? Oops, let me get this good here for you. It's creating the structure for it. Then, like I said, the sky really is the limit. I think this next bull market's going to be insane, you guys. It's going to last longer. It's not going to just be here and gone in a year. It's going to last a long time. People are going to change their freaking lives investing in crypto. And I'm excited. I'm freaking hyped. So keep a good attitude and a good mindset about the markets. You will be rewarded. Accidentally unplugged my light. Tails 7, huge dump coming. Well, you can say what you want to. We're talking about the big picture in this market on this channel. I do believe that a 20% drop could happen over the next couple weeks. I'll say that. Do I think that the crypto markets are going to head into another 90% drop after another 90% drop happened last year? No. You can get away from this channel if you think that. The fact of the matter is that crypto has seen 90% historical corrections in every single bear market it's ever had. So a reversal is very likely going to take place in the big picture. I hope I can change my life. Me too, man. I've seen a lot of people do it. I've seen a lot of my good friends. It changed my life. It changed, family members' lives. It takes persistence and faith. You got to ignore a lot of people that think they know what they're talking about and focus on the big picture. But if you do those things, you can absolutely, completely change your life financially. And good things come to those who wait. Don't think it's going to happen overnight. Have the longer term perspective. Reversal over the next year. So, but yeah, for me personally, this isn't financial advice. I have to say that. For me personally, putting money into the markets, especially while it's down, get as much in as you can within reason. Don't put your life savings in there. Don't do anything stupid, but within reason, investing in crypto could potentially reward you very greatly. So, and don't listen to all the bear market fudsters out there. There's literally an army of them. And it's because institutions are buying right now, and institutions get retail to sell. So there's a ton of retail out there that thinks that crypto is a terrible investment or that it's a scam or X, Y, and Z. And it's not. It's just like investing in the internet in 2003. Not in 1990. In 2003. Before Amazon became one of the biggest companies in the world. Before Apple became the biggest company in the world. People that were investing in 2003 changed their life. So buy the dip where retail is selling and where institutions are buying. That's what's happening right now. And there's also, Gabe, if you want good ideas for coins, go watch some of my previous videos. There's so many good coins that I've posted about. Not everybody will agree with me, but even Dogecoin is set up to change people's lives. And I'll show you what I'm seeing here with Dogecoin. Because I believe you actually care about changing your life. You are taking the necessary actions. If you're ready to put money into the markets and you're ready to invest, that means you're taking the necessary actions to change your life. Because some people dream about changing their life, but they just sit there and dream about it all day. And that's where it stops. So if you want to actually change your life, then you got to do against the crowd. And the crowd, especially in markets, is wrong. 90% of the time, the crowd is wrong. And you got to actually take action, put money into the market. So let me show you what I see on Dogecoin. So when I first got into BTC was 2015. I was blessed to have my little brother tell me about it. He was like, hey, you should check out this thing. It's called Bitcoin. You can mine it with your computer. And I looked him dead in the eyes and I said, that is the biggest scam ever. There's no way that you can mine something with your computer and it's worth actual money. I was like, that is the biggest scam I've ever heard of. Now, Bitcoin was worth $150. Okay? Bitcoin was worth $150 at that time. But I decided to put money in because I started listening to a podcast, and over some time I started to watch the charts and I learned more about it. And I decided, you know what? This is actually really cool. It aligned with my personal political beliefs, which is that people should have freedom over their finances and also freedom in general. And so I was like, okay, this is really cool. Now, it changed my entire life in ways I never would have planned or expected or ever could have foreseen. Investing in BTC at $180. BTC went to $20,000 per coin shortly afterwards. I had never made that much money in my life. I didn't even know what to do. I moved to Vegas. At the time, I didn't have the faith that I do now in God, and I was blowing a lot of money, spending it on stupid stuff. It was still way fun, don't get me wrong. But I was just doing what a young person with a bunch of money would do, which is a lot of stupid stuff. But it changed my life completely doing that. So, and now I would say huge shout out to my little brother for telling me about this and saying, you know what, you should study it a little bit more when I told him it was a scam. Dogecoin, because I trade market cycles, this is what we invest in, is market cycles. This is what works. This is what repeats. Is a spitting image of when I first got into Bitcoin in 2015. So people say to me, Dallin, oh, you're lucky. You got into Bitcoin in 2015. You're lucky. No, I'm not. These patterns repeat. And if it was luck, I wouldn't have been able to do it again in 2021. Or again this time around, which is going to be even bigger than the last two times, in a way that I probably can't even imagine myself right now. Market cycles repeat. Human psychology repeats. You ever wonder why they can't get certain things to stop happening at school? Or why if somebody says something that somebody doesn't like in class, everybody turns against him? It's because humans we're biological in nature, and we have certain responses to things. And when it comes to money, we're very emotional, and we get way too excited, and we get way too fearful. So a coin like Dogecoin, as crazy as it sounds, and you will be going against the crowd investing in it, but it's a coin that can completely change your life, and I know that to be true. So this is a great example of one I see potential value in. These markets are reminiscent of the 2011 market. Yep, 100%. That is so true. If you look at, in fact, I'll show you guys what he's talking about here, because what that man just said in my live stream here is very intelligent of what he just said. So this is 2011 BTC. We saw this huge pump and this huge crash afterwards, right? The amount of coins that look exactly like this are insane. Let's look at just one of them real quick here. Here's just one. Look at that. Here's ADA. Look how similar that is to the human psychology of BTC in 2011. It was 90% down from its peak. In fact, 93% down from its peak. I wonder how far ADA dropped. Let's see. 91% down from its peak. Almost the exact same percentage. Look at that human psychology playing out. And yet, to try to convince people to buy Bitcoin down here in 2011 when it was worth $2 probably would have been pretty hard. I wasn't there. But I imagine it would have been pretty difficult to convince the crowds to buy BTC at $2. The same thing is true for ADA right now, which I started this whole session out with. It's pretty difficult to convince people that it's a good idea. But these cycles do repeat, and the people that have the foresight to see it are rewarded. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out. I really appreciate that. All right, so I'm going to run over just a couple more coins here. We're actually over what I planned. No, we're actually 1 hour on. So we'll go a little bit over what I initially planned. I've got 1 or 2 coins here that I've in my VIP group that was requested for me to run over. So allow me to pull those up. All right, so I ran over Doge already. We'll go into Digibyte and CRV. We'll start with, actually I did Digibyte in my last stream. So go watch my last stream if you want a Digibyte TA. It's the same as what I did. So we'll do CRV and Coin. Those are two ones that would be good to run over. So you can see on CRV I've already started to do analysis on this because I've been watching it. CRV saw 5 waves up and an ABC correction. Elliott wave is another way that we map out the market cycles if you don't know. So this is a great way to map out the human emotion. CRV, I believe, will follow BTC and the rest of the market up. If we pull back a little over the next couple weeks, it probably will too. But as far as a bigger picture reversal, and as far as a long-term reversal that could last multiple years, we do have the characteristics necessary for that. It's going to take some time. It could be a year before we're even close to what we were in 2022, right? But I do believe a rounded bottom here can take place, just like it did on BTC back in 2015, that changed my life. And what I think can happen here with CRV as well. So be watching for that. On this channel, we focus on the big picture, which attracts some people, and a lot of people don't want that. They want the seductive kind of, I can buy and sell in the same day over and over and have 50,000 computer screens around me and 5 Monster energy drinks. No. We're focused on the big picture here on this channel. And the reason we do that is because the big picture, I mean, look at the wealthy, it's what works. It's what humans can trade. The short terms are traded by algorithms and AIs. So if you think you're smarter than AIs and algorithms, have a shot at it. I dare you. But it's not going to probably work out too well for you. Why do you think Warren Buffett, the wealthiest investor in the planet, doesn't day trade his money? He invests. It's because investing the big picture is what is actually doable. It's what you can actually do as a person. And you're still going to be wrong sometimes. But you're going to be able to handle it and then make more than you even planned on making with a little bit of faith and persistence. Where do I trade? Bittrex, KuCoin are 2 places that I trade a lot. Most of my money is on KuCoin most of the time. So, SafeMoon. We'll talk about SafeMoon after CuCoin. And then we'll have to call it a day. I really appreciate everybody tuning in today on this wonderful Friday. So CuCoin, this is an example of an ABC correction. So little did I know when I was told by my little brother about BTC in 2015, little did I know that I was buying the bottom of an ABC correction, which I didn't even had learned about yet. I hadn't learned about those yet. what an ABC correction was. But little did I know I was buying the bottom of one in 2015 when I first got into BTC. Now, if you look here at SIA coin right now, and then you look at BTC in 2015, you'll see it a great example of an ABC correction. So these corrections are very powerful. So SIA coin over the next, year or even two can start to see its all-time high levels again at 5 cents, which, by the way, is a massive gain from current price. That's like 1,500%. That's 15 times your money over the next 2 years. That's incredible. But only in the crypto markets can you do this. So that's what I see here with SIA coin, as well as with Bitcoin, or what happened to Bitcoin back in 2015. So use those fractals and those market cycles to be able to understand what's coming in the markets. So what do I think of SafeMoon? Well, I did throw a little bit of money in SafeMoon when it was pumping, or the bull market was still in place in 2021. To be honest with you, some people would just tell you to sell it all, but if you look at some of these exchanges, because there's still trading volume here, and it's still showing rounded structure. So even though it has a lot of hate, and a lot of people call it a scam, just like they do with Dogecoin and other things, it could still see a reversal here. So hopefully you don't have your whole portfolio in it, and I certainly wouldn't recommend you put very much in it, but if you've got some left in it, then it could still see a reversal. So that's my honest views. Probably will get some hate for it. Like I said, I get a lot of hate from a lot of different people because a lot of people marry the coin for what it does. This is why I'm so hated in the crypto space, but yet so loved too, because people have made a lot of money listening to me. It's because people marry coins for what they do instead of what the chart is telling them. So I tell you what the chart is going to do. And when I do that, people will go back and look and say, oh, but it had this error in the code or whatever. But then it still pumps. So why are you focused on what the coin does when the chart's telling you how to make money? Ask yourself that, and then focus on what the charts do, because that's how you're going to make your money. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in today's video. Live stream, actually. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you had a good time and learned some stuff. And as I said before, focus on the big picture in these markets. The stock market is set up for continuation. Crypto is not going to get left behind. In fact, it's probably going to increase more and in percentage. So what I'm labeling this huge cycle or wave of money that's coming into the world, personally, I'm calling it the metaverse bubble. And the thing with bubbles is you don't want to hear about them at the top. You want to hear about them right now when nobody thinks the one is going to happen. But I'm calling it the metaverse bubble. So basically, what I expect to have happen is a lot of these coins to reverse in the big picture, including a lot of stocks. It's not going to last forever. It will result in a big crash, as every bubble does. But in the meantime, the roaring 20s, I believe, is about to repeat, which is where people changed their lives and made more money than they knew what to do with super easily right before the Great Depression. So I think we're headed into a metaverse bubble, you guys, and it's up to you whether you take advantage of that. But if you do, you will be greatly rewarded for it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Share this stream with your friends. Join the free Discord below. Apply for the mastermind. We meet every Saturday and do live sessions just like this. We're doing one tomorrow. So apply for the mastermind below. I would love to have you on the team. and I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos and live streams. As always, stay profitable out there.